Here we go. We want to say welcome, welcome, welcome to our executives that are on the line. But hey, we want you to we want to definitely give you an opportunity to introduce yourselves and also give us your kudos, shout outs, and high fives. So for our executives that are on the line, please give us your kudos, shout outs, and high fives. Any kudos, shout outs, and high fives out there?
Well, this is Iantha
Bless
Green, Raleigh. Go ahead. Let her go ahead.
you. Go ahead.
All right,
Go
Miss
ahead.
Rose.
Um, I'm still passing out my flyers for the bus tour. I got 3 new people signed up, and yesterday they put their first deposit down, and today I got rained out. But anyway, rained out. So I still pass out some business cards, and one lady, she was giving me her number on my phone, and all of a sudden her name popped up on my phone like I knew her. She don't know me, but I thank God for it. She said, "Oh, it sounds interesting." She wanted to go on a trip with her children, so I said, "That's a blessing. I can show you how to save money, be your own boss." So that was a blessing too. So that was a just simple blessing, but I thank God for it anyway. Yep.
All right, all right. Well, congratulations. Congratulations on getting 3 new people going on your trip and passing out those flyers. Flyers are always a great way to meet people. Now you might have to pass out a lot of them, but it's marketing. And once you leave a flyer, that's a seed. So you have an opportunity to always go back and pick up with that person. So congratulations on doing the work and absolutely making it happen. Way to go, Miss Rose. Who else do we have out there? Miss Iantha, I thought you were about to say something.
Yes, I was. I was just going to say who I was. But anyway, I'm still doing the same thing. I did talk to some people. I haven't had the weekend, but I still hadn't had a chance to follow back up with them. But one I talked to on yesterday, new lady that I met, and oh, she did follow through with calling me. We missed each other, but she did call her this morning. I think Green said she talked to him. She told me to call at 11:45, but she was working in a TJ Maxx. So I was thinking that maybe her timing for lunch she thought was going to be at 11:45 and she wasn't there. And so I could kind of understand, you never know in the sales department what's going to happen. So we still got to get in touch with each other specifically because she told him to tell me she was still interested. She was interested. So that I thought that was a good follow up for her to call me since I called her, left a message, and so that was good. But the others I need to do some follow up. Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, congratulations on keeping the activity going and definitely keep in touch and meeting people and follow up because the fortune is in the follow
Yeah.
up. So
Good.
just keep
So
keep
when you
calling,
did it
keep trying
before,
to
where did you pick up your background from?
keep trying to. Okay, it looks like we're hearing some background noise, and so
Not
if
mine
you
though. I don't know
would
where it's coming from. I heard it too.
please mute your line. Absolutely. So thank you thank you, Miss Iantha, for just staying in the game and like you said, the fortune is in the follow up. You just gotta follow up, and sometimes it's a chore because the prospect gets busy, but you get busy too, and so you got to kind of make time to follow up. And so I definitely that's one thing I am appreciative to Nick for because a lot of times when he's driving, I'm following up. I'm calling people and following up. And so I'm appreciative that most of the time he wants to drive, and that gives me an opportunity to make calls. But yeah, the fortune is in the follow up. Who else do we have out there? Welcome to the Team Believing Succeed Weekly Update Call. Please give us your name, where you're calling from, and let us know your kudos, shout outs, and high fives.
Hello, everybody. This is Michelle with 2 L's out of Southern Maryland. How y'all
There
doing?
she is. There she is.
Oh my God, it's been a week. Y'all pray for me. But yeah, so this week I'm just so happy. I was living life and working my business. I went to an event, Juneteenth celebration with Hezekiah Walker at BBJ in Bethesda, and oh my God, I met 3 new people, and that was awesome. And I follow up with one of them today, and looks like they may be on the presentation for next Tuesday. And I also follow up with some people that I met in the hospital when I was caring and engaged with my aunt with her recent stroke. and two of them may possibly be guests for tomorrow. And then I have one person that may be a guest for Super Saturday. So I'm still working and calling and reaching out um, for some connections, particularly for Super Saturday again tomorrow. So that's what I've been doing, and I just appreciate all love and support from my directors, who I have a complete bias and sold out about. Don't mess with them. You got to deal with me.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much, Michelle. With everything that you have going on, it's commendable that you staying in the game, taking care of your mom, now taking care of your aunt, and having to go through all the things, but still being out there and meeting people and talking about your business is amazing. I know with all the doctor's appointments, with all the things that you're doing, going to the grocery store, making sure everybody is taken care of. And I know that it can be daunting. And so sometimes when I was taking care of my mom, I found being able to work my business, a time to kind of step away and do something else instead of, being worried, or did they take the medicine, or what should I do next? It gave me a relief. And so hopefully this business is giving you some sort of relief as well. But great job. And I'm looking forward to if your guests can come out tomorrow, and especially if your guests can come out to Super Saturday. And I'm looking forward to doing some three-way calls, because you've got a lot of people. You got a lot of people in your pipeline. So I'm looking forward to helping you close them out, and definitely get you got a lot of people. Yeah. And so helping you reach your next bonus and hit that power line. So great job of absolutely working in spite of life be lifing, but you still will not be denied. So awesome.
So yeah, about that challenge though, that $5 challenge, I wanted to last 2 weeks, right? I got $10 coming, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and you're winning because nobody else is even.
No.
That we don't even hear you. La 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 la. Who are you? And what you were saying?
I'm saying you're winning because nobody else is even submitting. I mean, it's good. It's awesome. It's great to win, and when nobody else is even playing the game. So
but you know what? It helps me stay engaged and keeps me going. It's not about winning. It's about continuing to try to grow. You know what I mean? But the $5 don't hurt. That's my wine money. That's my wine money.
All right. Everybody needs a wine fund. I understand. So yeah, we got $10 coming your way.
Thank you.
And absolutely. Congratulations. Do we have anybody else out there? Please give us your name, where you're calling from, and did you have any kudos, shout outs, and high fives? Did everybody?
I apologize. Thelma told me, said she had a family reunion. That's why she couldn't make it on today. So she's cooking for the people, and I'll be doing the same thing this weekend with my family reunion. Also later on.
All right. Well, that happens.
I got a question. Are you and Miss Thelma the only two in your family that does all the cooking for all these reunions and repasses and everything? Nobody else can cook?
Cooking, not me. I'll just be participating, going on a bus tour and
oh, okay. You made it sound like you was gonna be cooking. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'll just be busy.
Yeah, I thought that's what she said too. Awesome. Well, good job. All right. Anybody else? Any more kudos, shout outs, and high fives?
Hello, everyone. Alicia all the way from Forestville.
All right.
Working on 2 family unions.
All right.
My dad's side of family union, family letters a couple weeks ago. And then my mom's family union is working on that for next year.
All right. Way to go, Alicia. Way to go. Way to work your business. And shoot, man, if you could get a booking every single month, that would bring income every single month. So right. Man, if you got it's great to have the family reunions, but it's even better if you could kind of from that talk to your family and just say, okay, I like that. Let me book your trip for you in January. Let me book something for you in February. When's your birthday? Okay, let me book a trip for you. And even if you focus on cruises, that would be a great thing to do as well. So good job at actually getting some bookings. And I'm hoping that there are even more bookings coming down the line. That's awesome. All right. Did everybody get an opportunity to share? Anyone else out there? Any kudos, shout outs, and high fives?
I want to tell you about a kudo that's for us, but it has nothing really to do with the business because we'll be celebrating our 55th wedding anniversary Friday, Juneteenth, since they started it after we got married.
Wow, wow, wow. That's Freedom Day. That's Freedom
Yeah.
Day.
That's Freedom Day.
All right, all right. Well, congratulations. 55 years. That's amazing. A lot of
56.
people don't make 5 years, huh?
Did you say 55 or 56?
55.
Okay.
A lot of people don't make 5. And so you got to share with us. What's the secret? What's the secret to still being to making 55 years in marriage?
For me, as far as I'm concerned, is to let each one have his own identity and to walk together, giving and taking, sharing the checkbook and all the other things. Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I also think what do you think about ego? Having to really put ego aside, and as a wife, being able to submit sometimes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know that must be difficult for you as a leader and a minister to still say, okay, I still need to submit as a wife. Is that challenging?
Not really, because I was a wife before I became a minister. Yeah. So I mean,
That's awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome.
So
Well,
yeah, and about that fan, no comment. I'm just saying.
what fan?
I read
That
that too.
ceiling fan.
Oh.
No
Y'all,
comment. No comment. I'm just saying. That's all right. I just thought I would throw that in.
woo, y'all. I'm here to tell you. So, Miss Iantha, you saw that too?
I did see that.
No
I
comment.
just have to look. I just have to throw the cover.
Married
me-
people or divorced people only. We understand. No comment.
I am here to tell you. I'm here to tell you that has really been that. I tell you.
All we want to know is, was it on or off? That's
It was
all you gotta
off.
say.
It stayed off. It stayed off.
Bless you. Bless you.
Let me tell you though, if that was I was truly thinking about it.
But look, I'm all out. My comment was I was on team own. That's all I gotta say. Look at my comment anyway.
I lost track earlier today, so I gotta look at those comments. So absolutely. So yeah, so y'all know exactly. So
Yeah. We love
anybody
you,
who's
Nick.
wondering
We love
what
you,
we
Nick,
talking about.
but it's about our girl.
He has no idea what y'all talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He'll get it later.
I know what you're talking about.
What are we talking about, Nick
I
Brown?
know exactly what you're talking about.
Well,
Just like Miss Iantha said, it's compromised.
Like I always say, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
And I was close.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Yes, indeed.
18 years and going and keep
There
growing.
you go. It will be all right.
Y'all good.
Yes,
Y'all
indeed.
good.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, go ahead. Nick, is that you?
Nope.
Were you saying something? Okay. Well, yeah, it's definitely.
I'm outnumbered on this call.
No, you are not. No, you are not. But I will say that when he got up, I was tossing and turning, And I did say,
And
hey,
Brown, we're going to have a talk after this is over.
I was tossing and turning. And so when he got up and he said, I said, "Ooh, are you hot? Do you think you could turn the fan on?" And he did turn it on. I was like, "Ooh, thank you, thank you, thank you."
Superman. Go,
Yes,
Nick.
indeed. Yes, indeed. He must have been feeling the heat as well. I tell you what. But yeah, so yeah, that's what it's all about. So if we're done with kudos, shout outs, and high fives, well, we're gonna go ahead and move forward. It's 9:45. We got 15 minutes left. Well, so what I want to give kudos, shout outs, and high fives to everybody that's working their business, especially our newest team members who hosted travel parties, and now we have people to follow up with. One of the guests from the travel parties is supposed to be coming to Super Saturday, so we're going to be following up with her, and she's absolutely excited. And we have another young lady, a couple of people to follow up and go on and close out and get them started in our business. So I want to commend Janice, and also what's her name? Do you remember her name?
Ooh.
The heavy set lady.
What do you, I didn't miss
Was it Carol or something like that?
They had the travel party.
Right.
Janice had a travel party, but then there was also
Gail Lee.
Gail Lee
Yeah.
had two. And she did a really good job. She was a little disappointed because people said that they were coming and they didn't. And so she was a little disappointed, but I told her, I said, I think you had some great showing, and the quality of people who did show up were really good. So it definitely made a difference. And also now we have people to follow up with. And I want to thank Michelle. Michelle, your testimony is just so good. You coming on and giving that testimony and giving people hope and showing them that you're a live person that actually took people to Africa, which is awesome. And so I feel like so many people are inspired by that. So I want to thank you for showing up on the presentations and always willing to give your testimony. I know you think we wearing you out because every time we see you, we're asking for a testimony, but hopefully you don't mind. So with that being said, I'm gonna actually open it up for announcements. Nick Brown, did you have any announcements tonight?
Other than get your ticket for the Super Saturday and register for convention, that's all I have.
Well, we got that. This is a week when you can really grow your business. Tomorrow night we have our weekly meeting, and Marilyn Malachi will be our guest presenter. So you want to come out with your guests. It's going to be awesome. How would you promote this? Well, Marilyn Malachi is a cancer survivor. That might be something that especially if you know someone who's a cancer survivor, ask them to come out to support a fellow cancer survivor. Marilyn Malachi is tall. She's also a senior walker, someone who walks and takes health very, very seriously. So if you know anybody else who is very athletic and definitely doing various things to keep their bones and health together, this might be something that invite them out to our reception. And so it's an opportunity for you. And Marilyn Malachi is a multiple $1,000 bonus earner, and she knows this business. She's a trainer. She's trained on national platforms, and she's a joy to watch. She's very, very, very very impressive. She's a very impressive presenter, and so definitely this would be something that I know that you would enjoy. And it would definitely be worth your time. So if you haven't seen Marilyn present, this would be an opportunity for you to do just that. Okay, so with that being said, yes, we got convention coming up, Puerto Rico. Hey, so make sure that you registered. Make sure you go on and get your flight, hotel. Make sure you get all that stuff taken care of. Check with your team, see if they need some place to stay, if you can help them make arrangements or anything like that. and make sure if you're working, make sure you get your time off and go ahead and submit that. You don't want any mishaps or anything. So make sure you get that done as well. And because the closer you wait to the event, the more expensive it is. So you want to go ahead and get that done. So with that being said, I think that's basically it on, well, did anybody else know about, I know Marilyn and some of her team members, I was on her page, actually went to the cruise showing in Baltimore, in the Baltimore Harbor. Did anybody else know about that? So you guys, for us to be travel agents, we need to keep abreast of that. So let's make sure that let's make sure we at least try to figure out how, get on the email list, or try to figure out how we're doing that, or making sure we're logging into Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and making those things happen. Now, I wanted to share with you guys that I've got a group cruise coming up, and I thought it was interesting because everybody had paid for their cruise. And one of the people that is going on the cruise sent me a message saying that even though I sent their final documents, and Michelle, I did send their final documents, and so I emailed them. I haven't actually mailed them out yet because I haven't gotten the gifts yet. So I mailed I emailed their final documents. And it was like the day after I emailed their final documents, one of the guests actually sent me a little postcard, a photo of a postcard that Royal Caribbean sent them, saying that they owed $50 on the cruise. And I said, wow. And I said, but we showed that there was a zero balance. So I called today. And I said, I just said, hey, I gave them the reservation number, and they looked it up. And I said, well, on the final documents a couple of days ago, last week, her balance was zero, and now she's getting this notice that she owes $50. Can you check into it and see what happened? And so he said, oh yeah, I see what happened. And he said, it was her internet service was $50, and the onboard, he said the onboard credit was applied incorrectly. And so he said, can you stay on for about 5 minutes? And I said, sure. And so I stayed on. I was sitting in traffic anyway. But he said, okay, when I stayed on, and then he came back and said, we're still working on it, and I'll get back with you. And I said, okay, great. And so afterwards he said, okay, we got it straightened out. She still has her internet service, and we took care of the $50. So now her amount is back to zero. And I said, well, thank you. And I said, well, how did it happen? Did she apply a credit? Did y'all apply a credit? And I said, how did that happen? And he said, really, I don't know, but it was a mistake on our end. So I say that to say that luckily she was a person, because some of the guests don't pay attention to their emails. Luckily, she was a person who paid attention to her emails and brought it to my attention, because I didn't get any notification or anything. She was the only one who got the notification. And she said, can you check and see what's going on with this? And so it was very, very interesting. But when I told him what had happened, he knew exactly what to do. Also in Royal Caribbean, I was waiting to print out their final documents, and I couldn't get to the page when you log into Cruise Power. I couldn't get to the page. So I waited a couple of days, but finally I just called and I said, hey, I'm trying to print out these documents, but for some reason it's not letting me. It was giving me error messages. And so they said, oh yeah, Cruise Power is down, and let me just send it to you. And I said, wow, perhaps I should have called on the first day. So that is something to know, just for people who are who are agents, that they don't send. I don't remember seeing any email or any saying, hey, Cruise Power is down. If you're having issues, call Royal Caribbean. It's like I had to try it a couple of times. And then they said, oh yeah, we see that you tried. And I was like, well, if you can see that, it seemed like you would have just sent it. But at any rate, so I'm just those are just things that I've learned and in the last couple of days that I wanted to share, and so that you remember if you're having issues to definitely get on it. Don't wait. Okay.
I'm just curious, did she book an internet package herself and thought that it was going to be covered?
Well, let me tell you what happened. She booked her own cruise herself, even though it was Miss Jessie's birthday cruise. She's an avid cruiser, so she booked her own cruise. And
Oh.
then so Miss Jessie said, hey, I need to make my numbers. Would you add to my group? And so at first she was kicking and screaming and saying, oh, I don't know. But then when she she finally said, okay, I'll add to her group so I can help her meet her numbers. And when she did that, I guess she was expecting, I think she did this so that I wouldn't get a commission. And so when they added to the group, I do get a smaller commission, but it is a
Not for
commission.
everybody.
Right. So
Mhm.
it's a small commission for her and her son, really smaller than the other guests who actually booked. So I don't know what the difference is, and I'm going to call back and ask. So yeah, she did try to sidestep the system and book it herself, but I don't really know what happened in terms of whether she tried to apply an onboard credit that she had, or if she because this is also the person who was saying that that her balance was wrong on the cruise as well. And she was like, no, I owe this balance. I made this additional payment and this kind of stuff. And I said, well, if you made this additional payment, then I said, I'm looking at the payments that are in the system. If you made this additional payment, let me know so I can tell Royal Caribbean. And lo and behold, that additional payment never materialized. And so fine.
Let's give the context behind it. This lady is someone I knew. I went to high school with, and she retired last year, and she has taken a trip every month. So it's very easy for her to have confused. She did taken so many trips and so many cruises, and we're not even halfway, barely through the year. So instead of her checking first to make sure, it was from another cruise that she already put a deposit down on.
Exactly. So we only have about 2 minutes left on this call. So I just want to go through this quickly and maybe have a brief discussion. But if you got to go at 10, I understand. So let's talk about marketing. And we are marketing representatives, SBA, Surge Business Associate, and we are always marketing in our business. But what's that marketing that creates prospects, presentations, and partners? So our training objective today is to help our team stop posting and hoping and start building a consistent marketing system that generates prospects, appointments, presentations, and enrollments every single day. Now, let me see. Now, I did this really quick on Gamma. So this is my first time actually doing the presentation with Gamma as well. So marketing is not posting. Marketing is attraction. Most people think marketing means sharing flyers or dropping links. That's not marketing, that's noise. Real marketing is a strategic system designed to pull people towards you. So number one, you want to start conversations. Reach out personally, create dialogue, and build a connection before pitching anything. You know, we always hear people say, oh, do you travel? Where are you going on vacation? And that kind of thing. But perhaps it's okay to say, hey, how you doing? How have you been? What's been going on with you? And sometimes when you say what's been going on with you, people just open up, and you just think about there's so many opportunities where you can offer your business. create curiosity. Don't give everybody everything all at once. Oh, we're a travel business or market. We have a membership. We got the Vortex. That's just too much when you're meeting somebody. You want to just invite them. Just say, you know what? I want you to get more information, but I want you to get it in the right way. So make sure you're creating curiosity. It's just like dating. If you give the gentleman everything up front, they're not curious. But if you save a little bit and maybe just, be a little coy with it, it really pulls people in. Another thing is you want to build relationships. You will find that as you build relationships, some people will come out just to support you, just because of who you are. And Miss Ayantha is a perfect example of that. She had so many people at the Super Saturday that she had because she's built relationships. Now, did anyone get started? No, but they did come out and get an idea of what it is that she does. So hopefully she's gotten more customers from that, and hopefully she is going to turn a couple of those people into partners. And then marketing is also used to drive presentation. Every conversation should move someone towards watching or attending a presentation. Did you hear that? Every conversation should move someone towards watching or attending a presentation. So your goal, sorry. So your goal is to, so your goal is to get people to ask, what do you do? And then let the system do the rest. What do you do? When somebody says that, oh man, I'd love to share with you what I do. I have a short video I can send you that explains everything. If I were to send it now, would you watch it, or would tomorrow be better? And so try to get a time. The marketing funnel is a numbers game. And I know that most of you have probably seen or heard about the marketing funnel. So let's say you post something on social media, 100 people see your post, 20 people actually say comment or something like that. That post about the ceiling fan was an opportunity to get engagement, especially for women, for other wives. And so now I can go back tonight and see how many people are engaged, and now follow up and have conversations with them behind the scenes, and sometimes laugh. And Nick's cousin actually commented. I thought that was funny. So then you want to start a conversation. So now I'm going to start conversations with people behind the scenes. I'm just going to send them a message and try to keep that conversation going. And then what I want to do is get out of 100 people, 20 engaged, 10 will start a conversation. 5 of those 10 are going to watch the presentation. I want you to look at the numbers. So you start out with 100, 20 people actually engaged, 10 start a conversation, 5 watch a presentation, and 2 become customers. So that's out of 100 people on social media that actually like your posts or whatever, and maybe 20 people comment, and out of that 2 become customers. So then 1 of those 2 becomes a business partner. So let's think about that. Are we doing those numbers? So if you work the numbers consistently, the results will follow. The funnel doesn't lie. It always rewards those who keep feeding it with new exposures every single day. Juliet St. John says that you have to do at least 30 exposures every single day to be able to stay in front of attrition. So why do most people fail at marketing? Only post when motivated. A lot of people only post when they're motivated. When that happens, you lose the momentum of the algorithm. Whether you're posting on TikTok, whether you're posting on Instagram, whether you're posting on Facebook, it doesn't really matter the platform. Just be consistent. Be consistent. If you can only post once a day, then post once a day. If it's going to be 3 times a week, then choose which 3 days a week you're going to do it, and be consistent. Now, some people only promote events. They actually just give out flyers all the time. Well, that's great, but you want to definitely do a little more. You want to post, you want to promote events, but you also want to be posted on social media. Talk products, not benefit. Well, nobody cares about the membership features. They care about what changes in their lives. So you want to figure out what is important to that person. People don't really, if they're not interested in travel, that, you asking them where they're going doesn't motivate them. But if they have a sick child and you say, hey, I think I might have a way for you to pay off some of your hospital bills. Now you've gotten their attention. They really don't care what it is. They're like, shoot, if I can get from under this load, tell me about it. So you want to listen to people, get to know people, and present your business in a way that's going to appeal to them. And it's not the same for everybody. Never follow up. Most of your sales are waiting in unconverted conversation. The money is in the follow-up. So most people never follow up. They basically say, oh, okay, they're not interested. Oh, okay, well, I talked to them and, they didn't show up, and so you kind of let them just fall by the wayside, and somebody else comes and picks them up. And before you know it, you got they have a new partner, but that could have been your partner if you simply followed up, made the call. And a lot of people just quit too soon. Momentum builds over time. You got to give yourself time, and you got to be consistent. Most people quit right after a breakthrough. So consistency beats talent every single day. So show up even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. The 80-20 marketing rule. Now, the 80-20 rule, you probably heard about this, where 80% of your content is promotional. People will unfollow, mute, or ignore you. The winning formula is simple. Lead with value. Earn the right to promote. Lead with value. So always think about, okay, what valuable information can I add today? You can, if you get the travel magazine, flip through it, and you can actually basically copy an article and post that, something that you think would be valuable to you. And so begin posting that. Always lead with value. Travel tips, success principles, personal growth, lifestyle content, family moments, and real life stories. So that's it. 80% of your valued content. In fact, if you want to take a picture of this is great. Only 20% is promotional content, flyers, your travel party invitations, opportunity meetings, event countdowns, and recaps. That should only be 20%. 80% should be the value. So always think about the value. Value first content builds the audience and trust that makes your promotional posts actually convert. So you want to definitely build the value. So what people really buy? They don't buy memberships. They don't buy compensation plans. They don't buy travel clubs, and they don't buy product features. Even though we do that presentation, that's great. You know what really sells people? The testimonies. Actually hearing what makes a difference is what really sells people. People, what they actually buy is freedom. Talking about freedom from that 9 to 5. Do you know how many people hate their jobs? What about extra income for their family? More vacations and more experiences, quality time with loved ones, and a better lifestyle overall. So many people want to be like us. And so why don't we talk about that? And why aren't we posting that? Because that is the real deal. So yeah, you could do the presentation, and we should do the presentation. However, we have to know that what is really motivating for most people is having an opportunity to change their lives. So there are 3 types of posts every single week. There are attraction posts where you share your lifestyle and vacations. There are educational posts where you teach something valuable. And there are invitation posts where you invite people to learn more, maybe a team call or a business reception. So take a picture of this. And so there are 3 types of posts every week, and make a commitment to doing 3 of these posts every single week. The FORM strategy. Y'all know what FORM means. F is for family, O is for occupation, R is for recreation, M is for motivation. So F, ask about their family, kids, spouse, home life. Show genuine interest in the people that they love most. O, occupation. Find out what they do. What do they do for work? Listen to pain points. What do they do for hobbies? How do they like to have fun? So find out what they do for occupation and also recreation. Do they travel? Hobbies? This reveals really what they're passionate about. Do they just like making jewelry? What is it? And motivation. What drives them? What would they do if money and time weren't a constraint? This is where, when you start asking that question, this is where you really see, you get to figure out what their why is and how you can be, how you can help them. So the money is in the follow-up. The fortune is not in the first contact. 80% of sales happen after the 5th contact. I want y'all to take a picture of this. 80% of sales happen after the 5th contact, which means you got to call somebody at least 5 times. You got to invite them at least 5 times. You gotta, you gotta stay on them. And just because you text them 5 times doesn't mean you made contact. So make sure that you remember that. If you haven't invited somebody at least 5 times, and I'm talking about a personal invitation where you're actually having a conversation, then you're not following up. So 2 average contacts before quitting. Most reps stop following up after just 1 or 2 attempts, right when the prospect is warming up, right when they're getting interested, then they don't hear from you no more. So make sure that you're following up at least 5 times where you actually have an opportunity to speak with them. Here's an example. Day 1, do an initial check-in. How you doing? What's going on? Day 3, a value touch point. Day 7, invite to an event. Day 14, share a win or a story. And day 30, that final reconnection. Do you realize it's not day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You split it up. So you have an opportunity. You're giving them an opportunity to breathe. It's not like they hear from you every single day. So you're giving them a couple of days to miss you. And now you're timing your responses. So I want you to realize that is very, 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 very important. And every follow-up is an opportunity to build trust. So your daily marketing formula, your DMO, your daily method of operation removes guesswork and creates predictable results. So 10 new exposures every single day. Reach out to 10 new people daily through social media, text, calls, or in person. Keep the top of your funnel full at all times. Do 5 follow-ups every single day. Circle back with at least 5 people who've already been exposed to your business. Do 3 invitations every single day. Invite at least 3 people to a virtual event or a live event, but invite at least 3 people a day. And then you want to definitely do at least one presentation a day and do some kind of personal development activity. You listen to a call. If you're not getting on the view calls in the morning, that could be your personal development activity for the day. And there are other calls available as well. Or perhaps you're listening to a book. I know I'm listening to a couple of books and I'm studying some stuff. So I'm getting my fill of personal development and I'm pushing towards a presentation every day. But you know what? I'm finding that I got to schedule at least 2 or 3 for that one to happen because people get busy and sometimes it doesn't happen like you want it to. So use ChatGPT to charge your marketing. I'm so proud of people who I'm seeing building their flyers with ChatGPT and actually posting them out there. That's awesome. So use ChatGPT to build your social media posts, to create reels, ideas, and scripts, to create emails campaigns, to text invitations and scripts, to actually do your event promotions, and also your follow-up scripts. You can actually just ask ChatGPT to create a follow-up script for you and that you can use. So never announce once. One announcement is forgotten. A strategic promotional campaign creates urgency, social proof, and maximal attendance. Every event deserves a full runway of promotion. At least 14 days before the actual event, you should be doing your announcements. So you should be telling the world, hey, we got Super Saturday coming. And then within 7 days, you want to be doing your 7 days, share the details and the excitement. And then 3 days closer, you want to definitely show your social proof and your testimonials. So you should get people to do testimonies. And day 1, you want to send an urgent reminder. So you want to definitely send an urgent reminder, but you want to take a picture of this too, because if you have a travel party, 14 days before your travel party should be your first announcement. 7 days do you share your details. 3 days show it on social media. And that 1 day you should have a sense of urgency and making sure everybody knows about your event. So why does this work? Well, because Most people need to see an invitation from 3 to 5 times before they commit. Get that. Most people need to see an invitation 3 to 5 times before they commit. So if you're not showing that invitation and inviting them and re-inviting them, think about how many times you hear from McDonald's, or if there's an event, how many times does it pop up on your phone? Well, that's the way you need to be as well, because people just don't pay attention unless you're showing it to them multiple times. So you want to mix personal messages with public posts, share testimonies, use countdowns to build urgency, and go live or post stories the day of the event. Now, what about your personal branding? People join people, y'all. People join people. So you want to know your story, develop your story, and then document your process, know your growth, know what you're doing. And then you want to talk about your wins, celebrate your milestones, be happy about it, be proud of it, and definitely share your journey, how you got started, where you are now, and what it looks like in the future. So you want to make sure that you're sharing that with people, because authenticity attracts. So you want to make sure that you are polished and professional and sharing your own personal story and developing your brand. Track your marketing metrics. Track how many new contacts you made. And the challenge can help you do that. Then you want to track of the new contacts, how many of them converted. And then you want to track of those, how many invitations, direct invitations or presentations did you have to do? And so that you know your numbers, you know what you had to do to get your success. And then last but not least, presentations. How many presentations did you actually do? So you want to track how many guests actually attended and how many people you invited. So take the 10 times 10 times 10 challenge, take massive action. Momentum doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. And you heard Michelle say that even though she's busy, that 10 times 10 times 10 challenge is keeping her in the game. So step one, make sure you invite at least 10 people and schedule 10 presentations and help 10 team members do the same. So if you do that, then that is the massive action that is definitely going to propel your success. So what's your action plan before next Thursday? Okay, make 50 new connections across social media, invite 20 people to a presentation, attend all team events, all of them tomorrow, for our weekly meeting, Saturday for Super Saturday. Make sure your face is in the place. Post every single day, post daily, and follow up daily. So making sure that you're doing the activities. And if you actually do the income producing activities, you'd have this covered. So here's some questions. I want y'all to unmute. What marketing activity has produced your best prospects? When you think about it, what marketing activity has produced your best prospects? Miss Iantha, I want to call on you. Which marketing activity has produced your best prospects? Are you there? Nick Brown, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Calling direct.
Oh, calling direct? Awesome. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so Michelle, how many follow-ups are you averaging each and every week? Michelle Thomas.
Yeah. You say how many follow-ups, what now?
It's right here on the screen. The second question, how many follow-ups are you averaging each week?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know, like 5 to 10, I guess.
Awesome.
I would say minimum 5. Yeah.
Awesome. So Michelle McDaniel, which type of post do you do most often? And is it working?
I usually do both Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, but what type of post? Do you post for your trips? Do you feel like you get more activity? Like I know you posted something of, I think your grandchild's birthday a couple of days ago,
Right.
and you've been going to graduations and stuff. So what type of post do you find gets the most comments or the most activity?
When I'm doing something that's other than travel.
Okay.
personal, yeah, personal or just motivational, something encouraging. I get
Awesome.
more comments and things like that from those.
Awesome. 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 Okay. Well, great. Well, I'm going to ask, what is one marketing habit you would commit to improving this week? Let me see who else is on here. What marketing habit, Miss Rose, what marketing habit will you commit to improving this? Yeah, you will commit to improving this week.
Spread my flyers out more, doing more follow up because I do follow up, but I have to do more following up. I did follow up yesterday. I invited about 8 people, but nobody responded. But one lady did respond. She was on the call yesterday, but I just got to do more following up. Keep on following up more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great job. Great job on having a guest on the call, and we need to follow up with her and have that conversation because she was very, very interested. So I need to call her back. I'll call her back tomorrow. Okay, last but not least, let me see who's Miss Alicia. Miss Alicia, last but not least, who is all in on the 10 by 10 challenge starting tonight? Are you all in?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, all right, all right. Okay. Did anybody else want to make any comments or anything in terms of discussions?
And one one question I like to ask people, what times are you calling people? And do you find a better time for you?
I'll take that, Miss Iantha. I call people whenever I can. I call people sometimes if I'm going to the bathroom, at work, I take my phone with me and I call or I text somebody. And if nothing else, I leave a message. And sometimes they call me back. And then sometimes if they ask me to call at a certain time, I try to definitely make that time and call them at that time. I find that I'm much more I find that I get much more better results if I call at the time that they asked me to. Did anybody else wanna comment?
Between 11 and 11. And then sometimes after that, depending on the people that I have met that live in the Midwest and in the West.
Yeah.
Because remember now, we shut down at
Right.
9.
Yeah.
It's still 6 o'clock out there. So I've been talking to some people sometime 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
What?
Yes.
Because if they're on the West Coast, you got to realize they're behind
3
us.
hours behind us, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you can do that, that's a great way to do it, and that's something that some of the directors have actually said has helped them grow their team. Once it's after 9 o'clock on the East Coast, then they start calling people on towards the central time zone in the West Coast, before it's too late. So just remember, people don't join opportunities, they join vision. Remember that people don't join opportunities, they join vision. So make sure you're talking about the vision. Make sure you're talking about taking the nation on vacation. Make sure you're talking about changing people's lives. So your marketing should inspire people to see a better future for themselves, their families, and for their lives. So stop selling a product, stop selling travel, and start sharing a possibility to build wealth, travel the world, and make a difference together. So tonight's call to action: post one attraction post tonight. When you get off tonight, invite 3 people to our Thursday business reception tomorrow. Report your results by Sunday night, and definitely come to Super Saturday on Saturday. So let's build this thing together. So thank y'all so much I'm sorry I ran over, but thank y'all so much for being on the call tonight. And I just want to give everybody an opportunity or open the call. Did you have any issues, questions, comments, or concerns? Nick, did you want to share anything from the director's call? I'm sorry, Michelle.
No. The only thing we talked about on there There's going to be some major, announcements come convention. I think everybody, most of us on here already registered that when we come out of Puerto Rico, we're going to be a new company. And if you guys haven't already heard, we've already hired a new person that's in, I forget what the title is, but they're in charge of expanding Travemanity and doing trainings and taking care of all of that. And they have a background in network marketing, which is a really big plus. And then there's so many new tools that we're going to have. And so if you're not there, you won't be able to get those things firsthand. So definitely want you to do that. And we want everybody, at least everybody, to do enough to be recognized. Now, one thing you have to do to just get the wristband is to get one. So everybody's following the thing for a convention. You get one, you get a wristband. You get 3, you get a medallion. You get 5, you get a t-shirt. You get 10 within your team builder group, you get a hat. So let's everybody strive to at least get one of those things and be recognized.
All right. And come show up at Super Saturday. You'll be recognized. We have prizes. We're going to have certificates. And so you definitely want to be there. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss it. We've got some guest speakers, some trainers, and it's boot camp. So wear your camouflage. We're going to show up and show out. We're going to have fun. We're going to actually vote on the best camouflage outfit. And so we're gonna just have a great time, but we're gonna be talking about some things, talking about couples. We're gonna talk about how to dress professionally. So it's gonna be a boot camp where we're gonna be talking about a whole lot of stuff. So you're at the right place at the right time. So before we get to you, Michelle, I know Miss Rose had her hand up.
Oh, okay. I know it's kind of comical. At them always say I dress like an old lady, so I was trying to do my dressing, put a little vest on or something. And
I like your glasses and your hair is up. It looks very, very nice. I was going to comment on that. It looks nice. The glasses actually make you look younger.
Oh, really? Thank you.
And your hair, and that color blue is beautiful on you.
Okay. I thank you. Also, my little comment on besides dressing, I was in my car calling people, doing some follow-up. I was waiting for my cousin. And my sticker, I have 2 stickers on the side of my car, and a lady was reading it, and I wasn't paying attention, but out of the side of your eye, you could see things going on. The husband was opening the door for the wife to get in. I said, wow, that's nice. And they start backing up, and then when they pull forward, say, oh, what you do? I said, what you mean? What you do? So she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing some follow-up, calling up people that I've called before. I said, I like that. Say, do you fundraise? I said, yes, we do fundraisers, I said, I like that. I want to be like you. And I call up, I gave you her number, Miss Kim something. Her husband is an African. He was very polite to her, opened the door, closed the door, and had her to back up the car. When she backed up, they pulled back forward. I'm seeing this on the side of my eyes because I'm not even looking up at them. And she like me. I said, the only thing I could see, she don't know me from anybody. And it had to be the clothes I had on. I had a little blouse with a white vest on and everything, trying to look more professional because I'm very old fashioned. Anyway, I've been following up with her, and I gave her your number. I gave you her number. I told you would be calling her.
I've called twice and I haven't
call.
called her. I've called and I've left messages, but I haven't called. I called both of them twice so far.
Yeah. Okay. So I wish there was a technology that make people tell the truth. She said she liked me and all this, but never answer the phone.
Well, maybe I've been calling at a bad time. Maybe I gotta find, and maybe she hadn't listened to the messages yet. So don't. I mean, or maybe something happened. So that's okay. I'll call them again tomorrow. They're on my list to follow up with them tomorrow. But good job. That's awesome. That was a great story. Awesome. There you go. All right, Miss Michelle Thomas.
Yeah, I just want to tell Rose, don't be discouraged. Just keep going, and Everything will work out. Don't be discouraged at all. So I just wanted to reach out and just ask people relative to the convention, have you secured your airport transfers, and who are you using?
No, I know that's one thing that Wheat Green had some problem with, and the last time I heard him talking about it, he had not got that. That was the only thing hadn't got cleared.
Yes.
Okay.
Me too.
No, we haven't done it yet.
Okay.
I haven't done it yet.
All right. Okay.
Neither.
All right. I just wanted to reach out and just see.
I tend to wait to do that till maybe 2 weeks closer to the trip.
Okay. All right then. All right. Thank you much. I'll stay tuned in to what my directors do. I'll do it too.
And mine, I did the package, so I have transfers included.
Who is your transfers with?
I didn't look separately to see. I'll check it out and let you know.
All right, cool. Thank
I
you.
like to hear it too.
Yeah,
All right
me too.
then. Okay, Michelle, after you let them know, if you could post it on the Facebook group, that would be great too. Awesome. All right, y'all. Well, any issues, questions, any more issues, questions, comments, or concerns? I want to thank you for your participation. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your announcements, and just thank you for being in the game. Everybody shared a testimony of how you work in your business, and that's amazing. That means it's working. It's working. And so, Nick Brown, I think we have a follow-up. Our couple should be coming back today, and I think we have a follow-up with them tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have new business partners tomorrow night. But we'll see. We'll see. And
just that was one gentleman that I met. What is this, June?
This is June.
I met him in April. We were at a restaurant together.
There you go.
And just followed up. Oh man, I want to check it out. I'm busy this week. He a Jamaican. He does catering. He does construction. He's a welder.
He fixes cars.
Fixes cars. All of this. So I happened to catch him one day, and he came on the presentation. And then it took another week after that, and then lo and behold, hey man, how much was that? Because he was getting ready to go on a trip. Went over at his house. Said, how about we come over today? Well, he and I were getting ready to sign up. Somehow or another, I missed. I thought we had already talked to his wife. So we came over that night and gave the presentation to his wife. And they said, we getting ready to take this trip. As soon as we get back, we ready to sign up. They already talking about, oh, I know. And when we said you can get rid of $99, he said, oh, I already know 5 people I can get and be rid of that. So you're already thinking. But it took me 2.5 months to follow up and finally get them. So Miss Rose, don't be discouraged. People going to tell you one thing, and everybody's busy, and life is life, and same thing with us. Just put a reminder. So I put a reminder on my phone. Like if I meet somebody on Monday, I have it on my phone Wednesday, call them or send them a message. So you got to have some kind of system or write it down or however you do it, because there's no way you can remember all of that.
You might also want to go through your business cards, old business cards from people that were in Surge 365 or YTB, and follow up with them and see if they're interested in coming back. We might have about 3 new business partners that were a part of another director's team that left the company. And they said, you know what, we've been thinking about, we kind of miss it. We've been thinking about coming back. And so she's coming, and what she says, she's reactivating, and she wants to align with us and be on our team.
She got to start all over new. It's been 5 years.
But that's great because she kept in touch with 2 people that were on her team as well. So she when she gets started, she's going to bring them in. And so that'll be 2 people on her team. We help them get to, and hopefully that'll help her get that $500 and then help them as well. So the thing about it is that who do you know? Maybe if they weren't on your team, maybe you had a relationship with them, and just call them up and say, hey, how you doing? We miss you, and we just wanted to see if you'd like to you'd like to, if you would be interested in coming back and joining us. And you never know, they say yes or yay or nay, or
Yay or
invite them
nay.
to a prepresentation.
I know I
Okay.
called 3 previous directors. They said they was good. I said, okay, I just checking. Didn't know if you had heard about the power line or not.
That's true.
And that was
Yep.
it.
Yeah, I tried to. The people that were in the company also, the guy who was above me, he said he's happy where he's at. And I'm there. She's not interested in it. She thinks it's a scam, but I told her it's not. I'm making money. So
Miss Rose, if somebody telling you it's a scam, let's just move on.
I sure did. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely,
There's no way,
absolutely.
there's no way you're gonna change their mind.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Well,
All right.
so I know I've got a whole stack of cards, and I don't think these people are still with the company anymore. So I'm inspired. I'm gonna definitely reach out to some of these people and ask them, hey, are you still with the company, or what did you decide to do? Are you interested in coming back? And if they are, guess what? We're gonna bring them back in the fold. And if they aren't, we're gonna say, hey, good luck to you. We thought about you. So and it's all good. So it's never it but definitely build those relationships, because you never know when their situation is going to change.
And here's
So
one last strategy for those of us who've been using the app and sending out videos, and people watch it. Maybe they only watch 10% or they watch 100%. I went back through my app the other day. I'm going back a year to people who watched 100% and they just didn't take any action. So if you've been using your app, you already have people that you can go back in and follow up with from last year or two. And I
that's a good
think
idea.
looking in ours right now, we got over 542 people we can follow up with.
All right, let's make it happen, Cap.
That's between Ann and I. 542 people who have in some way received, watched all of, or maybe just 10, 15% of a video. So I'm gonna get ready to scroll back through that.
There you go. Make it happen, Cap. All right, then, well, y'all, we're not going to keep you on the line anymore. I know I need to go to bed, and y'all probably do too. So y'all have a good night. God bless. And we look forward to
Michelle
seeing
already
you.
said bye.
Yep, we look forward to seeing you. And yes, we do meet you at the top. At the very top, it's going to be the tip top, because the bottom is much too crowded. Y'all have a good night, and God bless. Thank you for joining us this evening. Good night.
Thank you.
Hey, Michelle, the fans gonna be on tonight.
What? Oh, you the
Where
man.
the fans at?
You are awesome, Nick. There you go.
It'll be on till I come upstairs and get in the bed. Then it's gonna be off.
Oh my goodness.
If it's hot outside, we got it on. If it's temperatures drop, it's cold in here.
Whatever. Y'all work it out. 18 years
20,
and going strong.
20
I love
years.
it.
20, we 20 years, not 18.
20? Oh my God.
20.
I done lost 2 years.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
we got married in 2006.
That's all right. That's what's up. 20. I gotta correct that. 20. Y'all all right. I
We
love
be
it.
all right.
Nick and
I
Nan
may just have
Brown.
to put an extra blanket on the bed.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Happy
Thank
more and more and
you.
more.
And Nick is the king. Y'all work it out.
We're working it out. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Thank you. Good night.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.